What's up, everybody? Fortexfiend here. Welcome back again to the channel. I know it's been a few days since I've posted some content, but we have some exciting things coming for SD Gundam G Generation Eternal that I wanted to take a look at together with you guys and give you guys my overall thoughts and opinions. As always, before I go ahead and move forward, you guys know the drill. If you enjoy what you see on this channel, there's a subscribe button, there's that notification bell so you don't miss out on future uploads. Leave a like or dislike, and comment down below if you've taken the time to check out the exciting news, what you guys think so far. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and take a look at is going to be the roadmap reveal live stream. So this is scheduled to broadcast on 12:23 JST at 20 JST. So if you guys are wondering time zone wise, just plug it into Google and it'll tell you the exact timing of when that live stream is going to go live. Usually for me in the Western time zone, this is pretty early in the morning for me, so I'm not sure if I'm going to stay awake for it, but I'll definitely have a summarized video for you guys on the entire live stream and things that are going to be coming out. So they're going to be talking about essentially a lot of exciting content that's going to be coming out. They've left the YouTube link there. So for those of you that want to leave the notification bell or turn it on, so that way you're notified when they do go live. Hopefully they're going to be revealing some really exciting things coming up. For example, we know that Christmas is just right around the corner. We're all hoping and crossing our fingers for a certain Endless Waltz banner to come. And if it isn't, if it's still something cool, then I'm still going to be excited. But that's what we're hoping for. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys hopefully want to hear in terms of the future of the game and what units you hope they hopefully announce. But that is going to be broadcasting on Tuesday, December 23rd at 8 p.m. JST. So again, just translate it into your time zone and you'll figure out exactly when that goes live. Okay. Now, the other piece of news that I want to cover is we have more visuals and details in regards to the new upgrade system that they've been talking about, which is the SSP Conversion. So first off, this is stated to go live on 12/23/12 JST. So if I were to translate that into my time zone, because I've been doing this for a while now when it comes to these new events, this is going to be Monday, December 22nd at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that is it. That's when it's going to be coming out in terms of those of us that live on the Pacific Standard Time. Again, if you guys want to know your time zone, just Google it. It's pretty easy. Anyways, so we have a little bit of images here. As we could see, this is how the SSP conversion item looks like. And when you do SSP convert a unit, they're going to unlock the retrofit and also unlock custom cores. Now, in order to be able to do this, the unit has to be level 100, they have to be fully limit broken, and they have to already have undergone SP conversion. So this is going to be very useful for SSRs, SRs, and so forth. I mean, pretty much we're going to be focusing mainly on the SSRs, and there are some hidden gems for the SRs. For example, Freedom Gundam is so good, and it still surpasses a lot of the free SSRs and even some of the Gacha SSRs in my opinion. But anyways, so units that have acquired custom cores or have increased retrofit levels, you can get things like new weapons. Some of them might see their mobility boosted or other types of power-ups, which is very, very exciting for this particular feature. So the chips, it says right here for the particular items, they said it's going to be added to Master League rewards, and other methods of obtaining the items are scheduled to be added sequentially. Now, I'm hoping because they're adding this to Master League rewards, I'm hoping they don't add another prerequisite on having to obtain them, because the only extra thing that they really added for Master League was the challenge mode. And as we've seen with the challenge mode, the only thing that really changes is that little badge or that thing that you could get on your account name. Depending on how high you go in the score, it adds several stars. So I'm hoping they don't tie it to that. But if they do, I'm not going to be too much of a fan of it. But I'm hoping they just keep it standard to where you hit that 150k score cap on the highest tier ranking, and then afterwards it's added there as a reward. But let me know what you guys think. If you think it's going to be added to challenge mode, or you think they're just going to keep it chill and they're going to keep it added to the standard 150k score. But so far, that's how we're going to be able to earn these. So this is likely going to coincide. I'm imagining this is going to coincide with the upcoming Master League Season 7, which maybe we might see that come out on top of this. So right over here, players can use SSP Convert on the SSP upgrade screen. To check the SSP upgrade screen, you refer to the unit data and SSP Conversion, which is going to be added right next to SP Conversion. And as you can see right here, you kind of get, it kind of tells you what this unit is going to be getting in terms of the upgrade. For example, for Perfect Strike Gundam, they're showing right here the there's a weapon upgrade, a special upgrade, and a weapon upgrade. And then finally, you see 2 more nodes there that you unlock when you get your retrofit level all the way to max. Okay, and speaking of the retrofit level, you raise this with the unit upgrade. So if you have a lot of these laying around, I know I do, because I haven't really been investing in a lot of units lately, because I'm pretty content with what I currently already have, and I'm waiting for something such as this to use what I have. As you can see here, as soon as you get it to a certain level, you unlock those cores. And right over here, as an example, they gave that once you get retrofit level 5 for perfect strike, you get that special upgrade. You also get additional stat boost, which makes sense that you get stat boost, because, you know, with this feature, we're expecting the units to get even stronger. And then for the custom cores right over here, you unlock them through the series development materials or weapon upgrade materials, which again, if those of us that have been farming or we have nothing else to do in the game and we at least do some of our dailies and things like that, you probably have a good amount of these lying around. And acquiring it will upgrade the unit via the enhancement of weapons, addition of map and SSP weapons, increase in mobility, or even changes to their terrain capability, which I think is fantastic because, you know, there's a lot of units, for example, that are like locked to the sea, or for example, they're locked outside of being able to do, you know, atmospheric combat. So being able to give a unit that capability, I think is really, really cool. Up to a maximum of custom core 3 can be learned. 4 and onwards are scheduled to be added. Okay, so those 2 question mark ones are going to be scheduled to be added later on. I imagine that's going to improve these units even more. Maybe it could give them an EX weapon, but I highly doubt they're going to do something like that, because then that kind of makes it a moot point to pull on the URs, unless later down the line they decide to give URs some sort of an upgrade that further enhances them. And then learned weapons that were added can only be upgraded with custom cores, and its weapon level cannot be raised. So any learned weapons that were added by this feature, you cannot increase its weapon level. So that's something maybe to balance this out, because essentially they're giving you the incentive to use the lower rarity units over the URs, or for those of us that don't have as many URs, this incentivizes you to actually use these units, you know, develop them from the development tree, get their limit break, and get their initial SP conversion, so that way you can do this. Now, obviously, content may change without prior notice, so any of this could potentially change if the dev team finds out, oh, maybe this is too strong, or maybe this isn't nearly as balanced. They could potentially change this, but like the likelihood of that is usually pretty slim. And SSP conversion will be unlocked after reaching player rank 15. So you got to work a little bit harder if you're a brand new player or you just started playing, but player rank 15 shouldn't be hard to attain, especially with the amount of content that we have. But I'm excited, guys. I've been waiting for a feature like this where we could start using some more of the development units even more so. We're already doing that now. And even more so, we're going to start doing that even more with this. So it allows for a lot of really cool team combinations. So you're not just going to see a team full of URs. You're going to actually see a little bit of a variety, which is something that I think this game really excels in, because there's just so many units to pick from and there's so many pilots. And for those of you that are wondering, are you going to make a video on which units you recommend to SSP? I'm going to hold off until the feature actually comes out this time, because I don't want to get too overly speculative and mislead you guys. However, I did come across a link on Twitter from like a Japanese account that I guess these Japanese players have already kind of made like a quick like tier list or a guide, a visual guide on like which units you should use this feature on. And I'm going to be leaving the image right there on the screen. I'm going to leave it there for a few seconds. And if you guys actually want to see the original Twitter post, it's going to be linked in the video description as well as the pinned comments. But again, remember, it's all opinionated. Take it with a grain of salt, but if you guys are looking for like a visual already or want something to speculate around, it's right there. But I'm going to wait until this feature is actually out before I make a video on, personally for me, which units you should use these on. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Are you excited? Which units do you already plan on using this feature on? I'd love to hear it in the comment section below. Thank you guys again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video and stay blessed, everybody.